Welcome in this video. So it's been a few months now I've been decided to start learning English. So guys, I want you to do something for me. I want you to evaluate me. Evaluate my English. Could you tell me, could you write on the comment section? Could you say if I make a lot of mistakes or if I'm not understandable person? So if you cannot understand me what I'm saying. So in this video, I'm going to focus in on my experience. Okay, I will talk about my experience, what helped me with my English, and what I'm continuing doing every day that helped me with my improvement as learning this language. So I'm a French guy, and you know the pronunciation in French and sometimes in English is different. You have to make sure you pronounce each word, each vocabulary very well in English to be understood by people. So I'm not here to say I'm a perfect native speaker or I know how to speak English very well. I'm not. I'm not that kind of person. Or instead of that, instead of saying that, let me say I'm someone who love learning, love improving, love and learning from others. So if you have any recommendation for me, that would be very good. Thank you very much. So let's start with my experience as learning English. So I don't know how long this video will take. I don't know, but I'm just going to talk maybe for a few minutes. So I don't know. So thank you very much for clicking in this video. You know, for every learners, so whatever the person, whatever your background, your first language, your primary language you had back home or whatever, I don't know. You know, every culture, every language has their own pronunciation. You need to make sure when you're currently learning a new language to make sure you adapt, you get adapt to this culture, you get adapt to this pronunciation, you're trying to catch up the accent of the language that you're actually learning. So for me, for English, let's say it's been a few months now, I decided to learn English. And sometimes it's very difficult for me to pronounce some word, but I'm trying to be natural as possible, trying to be natural as possible and trying to explain my thoughts or even my ideas. And you know, sometimes it's very difficult because you have to know the vocabularies to make sure you know how to use it and to be understood by people, and people can easily understand you. So that's very important, guys. So for me, sometimes when I'm saying something and I don't know which vocabulary will describe that thing, I say it in French. But people trying to understand me. But sometimes the problem is vocabulary. For me, that was vocabulary, and it's still vocabulary because you know there is a lot of vocabularies in English that you need to know to make sure you need to know when you describe something or when you're actually explaining something, you need to know which vocabulary will describe perfectly what you want to say or your thoughts. So that's why everyone, whatever, anybody, right, actually learning a language, you should focus on this area, trying to gain as much as you can vocabulary, as much as you can, trying to gain knowledge, trying to know the vocabulary on this language as much as you can. Because for me, I remember a day I was having a conversation with someone discussing about something, and you know sometimes you need to know which vocabulary that you need to use that will describe perfectly what you want to say, because sometimes depending on the context, depending on the conversation, the topics you're discussing with, and you know sometimes if you don't know which vocabulary or you don't know the vocabulary, you will not be able to explain your thoughts or even your idea. That's why you should know that. And for me, what I used to do, what I'm continuing doing is trying to discuss about different topic, right? Trying to discuss about different topic with my friends because I have many friends in it. They're all American or Canadian, whatever. I used to talk with them in English. I have some French friend too. We used to talk, but I prefer to talk with American or Canadian. Why? Because I want to improve my English. I already speak French, but I want to improve my English. So in that case, the best thing for me, the best option here is I should try to hang out with American or whatever, or just um, English speaker, right? Trying to hang out with those kind of people because they will teach me many things, a lot of things in this language, in English, right? So sometimes when you're trying to explain something and you don't know which vocabulary you need to use, sometimes it's difficult and it's weird. It's weird, it's difficult. You can get embarrassed for that because I used to be embarrassed because there were some topics when I'm hang out with some friends, some English speaker. So we used to talk about, we used to discuss about some topics. Someone just pick us a subject and we discuss about that. And sometimes when it comes to me to explain my thoughts, sometimes it's difficult because they can see I don't have a lot of vocabularies. I just use the same vocabulary during the conversation, and they can't see that, and I don't want that. That's why sometimes I ask them, "Do you have any word combination for me? What do you think I can do that can help me with my English, improve my English?" And they always say to me, "Learn vocabulary as much as you can. Learn vocabulary as much as you can because this is very important. If you don't have enough vocabularies, you will not be able to explain your thoughts. You will not be able to expose your idea in front of them because you don't have enough vocabulary to describe or to explain what you are thinking, right? That's why you should know that, guys. And I'm not here to tell you what you need to do to improve yourself. I'm just talking about my experience, what helped me, what continue doing, what continue helping me to have to try to improve my English when it comes to me to explain my thoughts or even my idea. Because guys, I want to be able to speak this language fluently and also trying also to do not translate it in my mind. Just speak. That's what I think. And making videos help me a lot. Making videos help me a lot. Talking in front of the camera, just speaking on my phone, and recording myself helped me a lot. Listening to me help me to say which area I need to change, which area I need to improve. Maybe sometimes the pronunciation, maybe sometimes I pronounce a word badly or that this is not the right pronunciation. I need to change that. I need to adapt. So sometimes making videos are very worth. It's a worth thing you can do if you actually want to improve things. It's very benefit. You can do it. You can try it, right? So and one of the experience I want to talk about also is do not be shy when it comes to you to learn a new language. Do not be shy, guys, because most of the learners, they are shy. They don't want to hang out. They don't want to go in the public, trying to speak to other people. Maybe they're because they are shy human. I'm not here to say I'm not here to change anyone, okay? I'm not here to change you. You have your own personality, your own identity identity. And I don't want to change that, right? I don't want to change that. So I'm just here to say, if you would like to be able to speak in let's say in a few months, just in short terms, if you want to be able to speak effectively, you should hang out with people, talk to them. Just grab a friend and go to a place, grab a seat, and like take a coffee in a restaurant with some friend. Go to a restaurant and with some friend have discuss about whatever you want, but trying to embrace the language, right? Trying to embrace the language. Do not try to learn. Like you stay at home, you learn it, you learn a lot of vocabularies, a lot of grammar rules, but if you don't use it, you will forget all. That's why you should hang out with friends. I'm not here to say you need to be a friendly person. No, I'm not saying. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you what you should do. I'm just talking about my experience, what helped me with my English, what continued helping me to improve when it comes for my English. So do not be a shy human because you need to hang out. You need to be with people. You need to speak with people. You need to talk about what you think, what you're struggling. Maybe sometimes you can discuss about your situation or what you would like to do in the future. So trying to have someone you trust maybe or whatever, I don't know, and you can talk with that. Trying to explain your thoughts or your idea without translating, without the translation, right? Because that's very important, guys. Every learner sometimes they translate in their head, trying to say, okay, because I speak this language, I'm gonna try translate in my language into the language I want to speak. Sometimes it's not a good way to start learning. But at the beginning you might doing that thing, and sometimes I did. Sometimes I did. I usually did that. But I keep practicing, keep improving. And during this video, I'm not actually translating every word. Sometimes I'm translating a word and trying to say it, but not as much as you think, right? It's just trying to speak, just trying to explain my thoughts, my idea clearly, effectively to make you understand what I'm saying. So this is what I would like to say, guys. Do not be shy, and you need to practice, right? You need to practice. Hang out with friends, go to some place with some friends, maybe you trust, I don't know, and talk about your feelings. Talk about any subject. Just pick a subject and talk about it because those are very important if you want to be able to speak English. And whatever the language, right? Whatever the language. So in this video, I was talking about just English because I'm currently learning English. So it's depend of the language. So whatever the language, I think whatever the language, Spanish, French, Mandarin, whatever the language, that's the same way. You should practice. You should learn, right? You should learn the grammar rule to don't make any mistake and trying to learn vocabulary as much as you can to be able to use them when it comes to you to explain your thoughts or your idea. So that's why, guys, please evaluate me. So I think this is the head of the video. Evaluate me if I make any mistakes. Tell me that on the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your family members. Thank you very much.